Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Well, we clearly didn't see that coming at each. The Bold and the Beautiful actor Matthew Atkinson breaks down that shocking advertisement that No Bone saw coming during the Tuesday occasion. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers Matthew Atkinson explains that shock advertisement during the rearmost occasion of The Bold and the Beautiful. It was revealed that Thomas had proposed to Paris Buckingham and none other than Paris with his son, Douglas, by his side. Talk about a stunner, right? Who knew that Thomas and Paris were indeed romantically involved? Well, speaking to Soap Opera Digest in a new interview, actor Matthew Atkinson, who plays Thomas Forrester on the hit CBS Cleaner, broke it down for us and what this means for Thomas and Hope's future, too. He said, "I suppose that I was pleasantly surprised because there was sort of this moment in the history where Thomas and Paris came together and there was this delightful little coyness, but it sort of was disbanded within, I don't know, a week or two. What's next for Thomas and Paris? Now, as far as whether or not this is the real deal of if Thomas is playing one of his old tricks is what everyone wants to know." Matthew explained, "I would say that you don't know if your passions for someone are behind you until you're put in front of the person and speak to them. I suppose that Thomas has the perspective that he has moved on from Hope, and also he sees Hope, and he has so important love for her that you see ain't help that some of that comes back. Now, as far as seeing Hope Logan again, Matthew said, he'd to move on. But coming back and being with her in person, I suppose it's a constant process of trying to push down passions for Thomas. Of course, suckers will have to tune in to find out what will be coming." The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, June 25th, reveal that effects will get incredibly awkward now that Hope Logan realizes Thomas Forrester has moved on with Paris Buckingham. Douglas Forrester is formally calling Thomas' new fiancée Mama, so Hope has plenitude of reasons to be reeling over Thomas and Paris' engagement stunner. Of course, Hope wouldn't want to flip out in front of Douglas, so she'll keep her cool as best as she can while they all in the room together. Still, it looks like Hope will ultimately push for another private discussion with Thomas. That'll give Hope a chance to act like Paris is a answer and push Thomas to get back together with her rather. Despite Hope's sincere plea for a romantic reunion, Thomas will reject it and contend Paris is the one he wants to be with now. Since Paris can give Thomas the marriage commitment he's looking for, Hope will have to deal with further desolation. Thomas may point out that he's still a one-woman man, but now Paris is the only woman he's devoted to. As for Douglas, he'll surprise Steffy Forrester and Ridge Forrester with his return. B&B spoilers say Ridge and Steffy will want to hear all about Douglas' time in Paris, so will he unmask that Thomas and Paris are engaged now? Anyhow, Steffy and Ridge are going to find out about the engagement sooner or laterly. Douglas could at least drop some hints before Ridge and Steffy eventually seek updates from Thomas. Although it'll take Steffy a moment to get over the shock, she'll surely support the idea of Thomas leaving Hope in the rearview glass. Ridge will be a little more reluctant since he'll solicitude that Thomas has rushed into a new relationship and set himself up for failure. Thomas will make some prognostications about his bright future with Paris, but will these two actually tie the knot? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some twists and turns are still to come in Thomas' story with Paris, so don't miss what's ahead now that the engagement news is out. Suckers can anticipate Hope Logan to supplicate Thomas Forrester to review marrying Paris Buckingham. Coming up on The Bold and the Beautiful, meanwhile, Steffy Forrester Finnegan and Ridge Forrester reunite with Douglas Forrester. Keep reading to find out what's coming up in the CBS Cleaner pieces. Hope Logan begs Hope will have mixed feelings about Thomas' return. At first, Hope studies she was featuring when Douglas walked in the door. Still, Hope now realizes it's real. After catching up with Thomas really snappily, a stunner was dropped. Hope asked Thomas if he came back to review their relationship. That's when Paris walked by and put her hand on Douglas' shoulder. In addition to that, Douglas called Paris Mama. Paris Buckingham's engagement. Hope will want an explanation. Hope will want to know how long Thomas and Paris have been seeing each other. Thomas will presumably answer Hope, but keep the answers brief. Could Tom destroy Sheila's future? Of course, some suckers are wondering if this is a scheme to make Hope accept her love for Thomas. I don't suppose it's a scheme. Thomas was interested in Paris before, but she decided to keep it platonic. So, it's not like Paris is a total foreigner. At the same time, is ended a bit soon for Douglas to be calling Paris Mama. Douglas Forrester's reunion. Douglas will continue reuniting with his favored bones. Next, Douglas will go see Ridge and Steffi. Of course, Steffi and Ridge will be thrilled to see Douglas. I've to wonder if Thomas and Paris' engagement is a surprise, or if they told someone. Do Ridge and Steffi know about Thomas' love? It doesn't sound like it, as Ridge questions Thomas about his plans for the future late this week. Suckers might also see what happens with Tom, Sheila Carter Sharp and Penelope Poppy Nozawa. Tom confronts Poppy latterly this week, so perhaps we will find out what killer secret is being kept. Which plot are you looking forward to seeing the most on Tuesday, June 25, 2024? What are your prognostications for Tom, Poppy, Sheila, and Paris? What does the unborn hold for Steffi, Ridge, Thomas, Hope, Douglas, and the rest of the characters? Partake your studies in the comment section below. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Friday, June 21, 2024, reveal a big day for Forrester Creations when its top developer comes home. It's been 3 months since we've seen Thomas Forrester in Los Angeles. He left rather suddenly after Hope Logan, Annika Noel, turned down his marriage offer. It was a shock to Hope and a shock to suckers. After all, he said he loved her and would stay for her, but also he didn't, indeed after Hope eventually said she loved him. Rather, he took Douglas Forrester and took off for Paris. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. What will Thomas find? This sounded to break Hope. She tried to pretend nothing happened, but now she's featuring about John Finnegan because she doesn't indeed know what to do with herself. Brooke Logan is frightened by this, and Steffi Forrester Finnegan doesn't indeed know. Still, she's apprehensive that Hope is spending too important time with Finn. Does one of them summon Thomas home, and when he arrives, what surprises are in store for him? Also, what surprises does he have in store? Did he find someone differently while he's been down? Will Hope have to fight for Thomas if she decides she wants him back? Or will she be so hurt that she decides going after Finn is the right move? Sheila Carter wouldn't take effects lying down while Hope deals with her complicated love life. Sheila Carter thinks she eventually has a way of getting relief of Steffi formerly and for all, and she doesn't indeed have to break the law to do it. Cleric Riley smiled and told Sheila that she owed him. Cleric approached Bill and Poppy and stated that he had not seen Bill's name on the reservation list. Poppy explained that the reservation was under the name Nozawa and that someone on the eatery staff had been kind enough to move their reservation from the day ahead because Bill had demanded to cancel due to work commitments. Asked where they wanted to be seated, Bill fooled, anywhere but the Sanguine Maniac section. Once seated, Poppy thanked Bill for the actuality she suddenly had. Bill, she said, had converted her life and Luna's. Bill said that he didn't have the words to express how he felt. Latterly, Tom brought Cleric particulars for a takegestual order, an order that included 3 orders of to Horsdovra. Deacon chortled and revealed that he would added the item to the menu after his marriage. Tom again brought up enterprises that he'd with Sheila. He said that it freaked up him out that Sheila had cut off one of her toes to fake a bear attack. Sheila eavesdropped the discussion and rolled her eyes. Deacon had to rush off to take a call from a wine distributor.